everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris with your match preview. We're going to look at Southampton versus Newcastle this Sunday in the Premier League at 2 p.m. at St Mary's. We're going to have a look at what we think the team's going to line up like and a little bit about the head-to-heads and just give a little bit of our take on how we think the game is going to go. We talked a little bit about it on Wednesday with Evermore, but going to have a little look into it in a bit more detail right now. So just before we do a little bit of housekeeping, if you haven't already, please click the like and subscribe button. We'd love you to join us. We're on about 1981 subscribers, I think it is. So we'd love you to smash that button. It really helped us get to that 2,000 subscriber mark. It'll be a huge milestone for us, but still young. As I said, we're not as old as the takeover yet. So if we can get to 2,000 in less than a year, we'll be absolutely buzzing and we'll love you forever. And you won't regret it because there's loads of tune talk and banter on this channel free of charge as well. Difficult times for people, not charging anybody for this crack. We just enjoy doing it. So let's get stuck in then. So yeah, we're traveling down to the South Coast to take on Southampton. So we are currently 4th in the table as we go to do that, and they are 17th. So it's still relatively early on in the table, but, you know, we're feeling confident going to this game. I think on Evermore on Wednesday, you know, myself, the lads and Kendall who joined us, we were really confident about Newcastle in this fixture. I have been given a little bit of a thought, and Southampton are a funny side, really. They're quite a streaky team, I always say. That they're just as likely to be smashed 5-0 as they would be to shit house a 1-0 win. I think as Mark put in the comments on that on the show on Wednesday. But, you know, I'm confident that we're going to do the business here with the lads on Sunday. We're in great form going into this. You know, the only team that's beat us is Liverpool this season, and they needed another 25 minutes injury time, whatever, to do that. So we're going to have a look at how we think we're going to line up. Obviously, we've had a couple of, I suppose, scares is probably the right word. There was a bit of a scare going on about Callum Wilson, that he wasn't well, apparently, but Craig Hope at the back post again. He loves to rise like a salmon and head bullshit into the back of the net. So Wilson's going to be fine, apparently. His hamstrings are cool, everything's all good, and he's got over his cold. So this is how I think we're going to line up. Obviously, Joe Linton, who was superb against Aston Villa, picked up a yellow card. That's just part and parcel of how Joe Linton plays. He'll be suspended. So this is how I think we're going to line up. Obviously, that back five won't change. As much as Matty Target's probably itching to get back in, I think Dan Burn at left back is going to continue as long as we keep in this good vein of form. Kieran Trippier with the captain's armband on. Be an interesting free kick wizard shootout between him and Ward-Prowse. We'll see how that goes. A little bit more about Ward-Prowse in a minute. Midfield three of Willock, Bruno Guimaraes and Longstaff, who all three have been absolutely superb. You know, we talked about Willock and Longstaff on Wednesday, unsung heroes, really. Longstaff was brilliant against Villa, back to his best, really. And this is the type of game I think Longstaff excels in. Bit of a cagey game, you know, let him get that engine up and down the pitch, you know, make people make mistakes, close them down. He's great in games like this. And then the front three, I think Max is going to come in for Joe Linton on that left-hand side. He's obviously back from injury. He was brought off the bench against Aston Villa, looked quite sharp, looked quite tidy. Southampton team news for them, they are going to be missing Kyle Walker-Peters, which is not good for them because he's probably their best fullback in dealing with Miggy Almiron, who's on fire, goal of the month contender every single week in October and nominated for Player of the Month. I really hope he gets it. I think Toon Pauls is going to hijack the poll, so let's hope to God he does. And Miggy will be the rightful winner, as Eddie Howe is also Manager of the Month. So if you haven't smashed that vote, please make sure you do. And get our manager and get Miggy that award that they fully deserve. But yeah, I think without having Kyle Walker-Peters, they're going to be in big trouble against these two flying wingers. Max will have a point to prove. He's been out the team for a while, so I really think that he will be going for this game. I think a couple of seasons ago or a season and a half ago, he scored the winner. Cracking solo effort as Max is capable of doing. And if you haven't got fullbacks to deal with his speed and trickery, you know, he could have a field day at St Mary's. He really could. In terms of their other injury, they're missing Valentino Livramento as well. And I also think that Shea Adams is going to be. Is he going to be? So Shea Adams will be starting again, yeah, and he'll be joined with Joe Aribo, ex-Rangers, with Adam Armstrong moving to the bench, ex-Geordie. So I know Armstrong's not been great at Southampton. He'd probably love a goal against us. He nearly scored in the home fixture. I remember when Lascelles blocked him and gave away the penalty, but I really hope he doesn't get a goal. Yeah, but you know, going into this game, as I said before, we look at the head-to-head. We've got every right to be confident, really. We're the informed team. I don't think any team in the league wants to play Newcastle United right now. Ralph Hasenhüttl is under pressure. There's no doubt about that. You know, Southampton, I think, have been wondering where they're going to go under this manager. They are very streaky. They have moments where they look all right, and then moments where they're utterly shite. This season, they've not been great at all, to be honest with you. Huffing and puffing and not blowing anything down. So I think if Ralph Hasenhüttl continues to be in 17th, you know, towards the January transfer window, I think he could find himself out of a job and be replaced. Because it's probably about right for Southampton to make that change. But listen, I think Newcastle United will have too much for Southampton. they have got danger men still. To be fair, I think Aribo's a decent player. Adams can find space. The big danger player is James Ward-Prowse. I love that player. It's a player I really wanted us to sign. I don't even see where he would fit in our midfield now, to be honest with you, but he's such a good player. If you give him space on the edge of the box, 25, 30 yards out, you're in big trouble. But you know what? We've got players like that now. We've got Kieran Trippier, who's that good on the ball. Even Bruno could have a shot, I'm sure, from range as well at that distance, maybe in a free kick. We've got Callum Wilson, who's bang on form at the minute, one of the most scariest centre forwards to try and deal with in the league right now. So we've got every right to be confident. In terms of my match prediction, I think I said I went big on Wednesday. I said 3-1. I'm not going to change my mind. I think we're going to win this game 3-1. I really do. I think we'll have too much for Southampton. When we go away from home now, we're so well drilled, we're so well organised that we're not open, we're not exposed. And I don't really think, looking at those players I've just listed off there, Shea Adams, Ward-Prowse, Aribo, I don't think they've got anything to really trouble us. I think our back five is so solid. Botman and Shea's shape and positional sense is incredible. Nothing gets by them really. And then you've got Trippier and even Burn as well, left back. His positional sense is brilliant. His lack of pace is almost invisible, really, when you look at how well he positions himself, and those big long legs get him out of trouble so many times. So I think our back five is a very, very solid back five. And for me, I don't think Southampton can breach that personally with what they've got. I hope I'm right come the weekend. But let's have a look at the head-to-head before we wrap up. So the head-to-head in terms of 42 Premier League games between the two, it's a lot tighter than you'd think. So Southampton have 16 wins versus our 17. We've scored 69 goals and they've got 66. So it is usually a tight game. But I just think this Newcastle United side is a different beast altogether. From probably the last, God knows, 20 plus of those games there, to be honest with you. So they have had 8 clean sheets and we've had 7 clean sheets in those 42 Premier League games. As I said, they're sitting in 17th. We're sitting in 4th. The last, 5 form games in terms of them, obviously beat 4-0, drew 1-1, won 1-0, drew, and then got beat again. So they look like they're defensively getting a bit sharper, but they haven't come up against this machine yet with Miggy on form and Wilson the way he's playing, Maxi back inside, Bruno finding space. You look at our last 5 there, and it's all wins by that 1-0 draw. And the last 5 fixtures between the two clubs, I think Kendall made reference to this on Wednesday, we won 3 of those and drew 1. So Southampton have only won 1 of those games. So I think we've got right to be confident going into this game. And I think Newcastle will get the points. I really do. I think it should be a good game. I think most of the times when we play now, it is a good game, really, to be honest with you. So provided we can stay injury free of the top players, we're going to have Chelsea coming to St James's Park. I think after that, to be honest, I'm probably more confident about the St James's Park game than I am about this one, because being away, it's always an unknown quantity. It just depends on how much the other team is up for it. And Newcastle United is becoming one of them teams everybody wants to beat now. Because we are on form. So Southampton might raise the game a bit, but I still think we'll have too much for them. So I'm going for 3-1. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below, whether you agree with the team that we've selected as well, or whether you think the score might be different. We'd love you to join in. We always like to have a bit of crack with you as well, as much as we can. Reply to as many as humanly possible. And as I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe button. Help us get over that 2,000 mark. We're really close. We've got about 11 left to go. 11. It's been a long week for me doing maths. So about 11 to go until we get that 2,000 mark. So we're really close. We'd love you to get us there. I'm probably going to pop back on with a live post-match reaction because they seem to be going quite well with you guys as well. So keep your eye out for that. But until then, this is Chris signing off. Let's keep supporting that team of Core United. Aware the lads. Let's have a 3-point win again at the weekend. See you later.